Hey guys, I'm back with another speed paint video. I don't know how long I'm gonna be active and productive like I have been for the last, I guess, couple months or so, but enjoy it while it lasts. I have my friend Hunter here with me because I don't know how I'm gonna last for 16 minutes talking to myself.
Hello.
Uh, this is going great already. I've already stopped. I've started with the ums, it's over.
Oh.
Okay, so I've started on skin, as usual, because that's what I always do first. I do skin, and then clothes, and then whatever other random shit there is. Hair, and then, well, I usually end with hair. And then final touches, and it's over. But, yeah, it's a very straightforward process.
Well, I saw that you like using the paint fill tool first, right? For the bigger line things.
Yeah, I go in with the big brush, and then do, like, basic shadows and stuff, and then I kind of, like, I go smaller in brush size to do details.
Okay.
And just fix up whatever. I fixed the lines there because I didn't like how his face looked. And he had like a massive 5 head. Like his eyes were way too low on his face. So I had to raise his eyes and then raise his hair, like lower his hairline. It was ridiculous. This dude was pretty straight though.
Do you like coloring in the edges first, or you like start from the center and work your way out?
I don't know. I guess it depends on the picture. In this one, the focus was the girl, so I kind of just like did her first and then took care of the other two. Because all my effort was focused on her, so that, because when you look at the picture, your eye is automatically drawn to her. And then you look at the other two. So, put the most effort in the middle. And then even if I half-ass the other two, they'll look fine.
Is coloring your least favorite thing to do in there?
Well, I don't mind coloring because it's at the end.
Yeah.
It's like I'll start with, I mean, the sketch is easy. It's just a sketch. The hard part is the line art because the line art takes the most amount of time, and it has to be neat so I can color correctly. Because if the lines aren't right, then I can't really color the way I want to. So since everything is based on the line art takes the most time and gets on my nerves the most. I think this line art took me several hours. Like each person.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it took a bit. I was also being lazy with this one though. Like I knew there was so much detail involved in this. I didn't want to do it.
How do you get good looking shadows?
Practice, really. Practice and understanding how light falls on things. Like once you get how shadows work and how lighting works, it's a lot easier. Like that and just observing other people's art.
Did you kind of like imagine where a light would be shining?
Yeah. Like in this case, it's more towards the front to the side a little bit, like coming from the top right side. Like, the hardest thing about shadows though is not putting too much shadow. Like the way because there are different types of shadows. It's like, well, I think of it differently when I'm coloring like certain things that, like skin, I can blur it more and not have to worry about it, and they can be softer shadows. But things that cast a shadow on other things, like the trim on her dress casting a shadow on the fabric underneath it, those are harder shadows. But as far as like how far shadows reach out and how much shadow there needs to be, sometimes it's tricky to get right. So if you do it too much, it just looks like crap.
Yeah, I really like the way the shadows look actually in the folds of her dress. And I know that took a lot of work, so props.
Thank you. I did that one first because I knew it was going to take the most detail work, I guess. Because compared to like her jacket, because since her jacket is large and, you know, the folds are bigger, and softer, so I don't have to put too much detail into it. I can just kind of blur it in the right places and it looks fine. But the more a fabric bunches up, like the thinner the fabric is and the more it bunches up, the more shadow there's going to be. So that's why her dress was hard. So I was trying to convey that her, like, the dress is made of a delicate kind of material, as opposed to like wool or something knit.
Yeah. And to me it looks like a pretty thin material, like, since there's so many folds, it's like, seems like it would be easier to crease it.
Yeah. I don't know, once I get into the hang of shade, like, once I start coloring, it just kind of, it's all downhill, because I just get into that rhythm, and then I finish it. But after line art, the hardest part of coloring is filling in the colors and deciding what colors you want, because I changed the colors of her outfit so many times, because I didn't know what I wanted it to be. And then even when I chose, like, even this one, this was, like, the second or third color choice, and I changed it like 3 times after that before I went back to it. I just didn't know what I wanted. Then the commissioner didn't want an exact color. She was just like, yeah, go ahead, do what you want, it looks great, yay, I'm excited. It's not really helpful though.
Well, what exactly did she specify that you needed to do? I mean, you obviously had kind of like her favorite anime or manga or whatever, and then...
Oh, this is for an old friend of mine from a forum I used to be a part of, and she wanted her character and then her friend's 2 characters.
From
like,
Mabinogi?
Yeah, probably. I think so.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I wanted those characters just doing happy, fun, like, couple shit. That's all. She was just like, I just want them to be doing cute things. So she gave me it. She was like, they could, she wanted winter clothes and just them doing cute things. And the example she gave was like someone putting a flower crown on the girl. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. And then when I think of like really random cute winter stuff, I think of people sharing scarves. So there's a massive scarf around all of them. It's all the same scarf.
You see, if you just looked at it, you'd kind of notice the scarves, but you wouldn't really think that they're tied together until you looked at it closer.
Yeah.
So that's cool. It's those subtle details that make a big statement, I guess.
Which is good. I mean, I like, for me personally, when I look at people's art, if it's something, I like looking at a picture that seems simple, but then the longer you look at it, it's more involved. So I guess that's what I was going for here. That works.
Did you originally plan for this guy to have khaki pants?
No. I didn't know what any of the colors were going to be until I started plotting down colors. Like, they each have their own color scheme, and she gave me that, but as far as what, because, like, his scheme was, like, black and cream, and I didn't know which was going to be which. And then the other guys, well, mostly blacks and grays, so that was easy. I didn't know what color the scarf was going to be. It was going to be pink at first, and then I changed my mind, and then I was going to make it red, and then I changed my mind, and then I decided to make it white because I couldn't pick a color, and then I decided that white was too boring, so I changed my mind. And then I tried to go back to pink again, and I changed my mind. Yeah, you'll see later. I just don't know what I'm doing with it. And then I thought I'd put a texture on it, and then I changed my mind. I decided to make his shoes white at the last minute, though, because his entire outfit is, like, black and gray.
Yeah.
Like, dark grays, so I guess he needed something lighter. I also left it because the way I shaded it, his shoes looked shiny, so I left it.
Well, I liked it, so I think you did a really good job on that. I don't really think that the color white for like clothes and stuff it's not really that boring if like you can see the situation it's used in and use that as like context, like they have jackets, so if they're wearing like a white jacket, that's kind of like fashion statement-y to me.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, their outfits, like I said, she said winter stuff. So for the guys, it was kind of, I just googled, like, winter fashion. So I just got a lot of random runway clothes.
Nice.
Like, you know, your average person won't wear it, but whatever. It's okay. But for her specifically, she wanted, it's a specific type of clothing from Japan. Like, the style is called mori, which means forest. So it's kind of like fairy tale, like, I don't know, it's weird. It has a lot of layers, and it's supposed to remind you of nature and just being comfy and stuff like that. So that's why she's wearing like 50 million things. And that's why she was the hardest to line art ever. It's actually pretty funny. When I originally showed the commissioner this sketch, she didn't have hair yet. Because I
can only imagine that kind of reaction.
Because I had misplaced one of her reference pictures, and I didn't have the reference for her, so I didn't know what her hair looked like. I forgot. And so I was like, could you resend me that picture? Because right now she has no hair.
Nice.
But even when, like, she didn't have hair, she was like, oh my god, it's so good, I'm excited.
I was like, well, that was probably a relief for you.
Yeah. It was. I had to put a disclaimer. I was like, she has no hair right now, but this is what it's gonna look like in the long run. Just add hair. Oh yay, you get to see me be indecisive about the scarf.
When you're indecisive, it's kind of cool to see what things you actually tried. So, like, you could imagine what different colors would actually look like if you had them.
Yeah. I don't know what I was doing here.
You're trying to use a relatively warm color for the scarf.
And then I thought the pink didn't look right. And the problem with this was that since I shaded it white, in order for me to add a new color without having to reshade the scarf, I would have had to, add it, like, put an overlay layer.
Yeah.
But that also takes away some of the shading, so it was a pain. Whatever, I got through it, and that's what it looks like in the end. I stuck with that. Actually, Carlin told me to add those stripes on the scarf.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a pretty good idea. It fits with the general image that it's trying to convey.
I kept having to tweak him so much. In the end, I really wasn't. He didn't turn out exactly how I wanted him, but at this point, I was so tired.
Yeah. I guess when you're trying to look at it more subjectively, there's always something you can improve on.
Yeah. I don't know, if I was the type of person to go back and... I mean, if this wasn't a commission, I'd probably go back in and tweak things, but it's already finished. Oh, yay, hair. That means I'm getting to the end.
You're just like, I'm so done with this.
Yeah, that means I'm almost done. And I did his hair first because shorter hair is hard for me to color compared to longer hair. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to do the short hair first, and then I'm going to go... And I did her second because she has braids, and those are kind of tricky too. So I did the other guy last because I was like, I just want this to be smooth sailing.
Yeah.
Yay.
I like how you're trying to make it look like a certain texture.
Hair has always been fun for me to color. Like, it's probably my favorite. Hair and skin are my favorite things to color. And we should be close to the end. I don't know how close, though. Somewhat close.
Did you... let's see, random question to ask before the video ends. Was there some like random ideas going through your head when you were doing this, like maybe somewhat off topic from what the commissioner wanted you to do?
Not really, because I kind of know two of the people involved in this picture anyway, so I mean, I guess I basically knew what to expect from this picture before I even started it, because I already know what they're like.
Yeah.
So it was pretty simple. Oh! Freaking screensaver.
And it was
God
still...
damn it. Oh, okay, here we go. Now we're towards the end. Sweet. Adding extra strands, making hair look more alive. Yay. Texture. And it's finished. Awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. Like it if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more.